Here's 7 signs that a limiting belief is in the driver's seat of your life. Have you ever found yourself saying things like, I'm just not confident, I'm an overthinker, I've never really been clever, or my absolute all-time favourite, I know what I should do, I just can't seem to do it. Our beliefs don't come up to us, alright, and introduce themselves. Hello, my name is Fear of Rejection, pleased to meet you. They don't, but what they do is they show up in our patterns, they show up in our personality traits as well. You'll be able to see them, you'll be able to see them within yourself, maybe, but you'll definitely be able to see them in other people. But let's explore together 7 signs that a limiting belief is driving the car that you're in. We'll start at the very beginning. Number 1, you overthink absolutely everything. You ask people what they think. You decide, I wonder if I'll get myself a pros and cons list put together. You put that pros and cons list together. You read it again. You add some more things to the list. You score some things off. That pros and cons list, you might have made about 10 copies of them. Not speaking from experience at all here. And what you'll probably find here is that there is a limiting belief that's underlying within you that says, I don't actually trust what it is that I've got to say. And if you do make the decision, and what if everything goes wrong? What if it fails? You know, then you've got a belief there that comes to life and says, if I make the choice, then everything will be ruined if it's the wrong choice. And that's a really big sort of attraction to putting it out there, because then it doesn't need to be on you, does it? But what we're really getting at here is that when we don't trust ourselves, to make that decision, we are now putting so much pressure on ourselves to get absolutely everything right, which, my goodness, always results in overwhelm, burnout, panic and stress. Number 2, you put everyone else before yourself. That you're spinning all the plates, but yet your plate is nowhere to be seen, because you can't put your plate on there. You can't spin your plate, because that would mean you might have to drop something else. But the belief that might be running the show here is a belief that says, I must be available to everybody at all times, because if I'm not available to them, then they might not love and care for me. And that's exhausting. Also, what you might find here as well is that when you are everything to everyone, you kind of start to resent them a wee bit. And you're not doing it from a place of being kind anymore, are you? You're doing it from a place out of obligation and duty. That's not true. It's okay to question your beliefs. I actually encourage you to question your beliefs, all of them. Number 3, you struggle to set boundaries. Haha, my favourite. Here you go. You struggle to say no. You spread yourself far too thinly. You've worked out in your head, right, okay, I've got the boundary setting sentence, I know exactly what I'm going to say, and you've decided, right, this is it, this is the time, I'm going to do it, I'm going to say no, and you've listened to the no as a complete sentence nonsense, and you've went right in, and somebody's asked you to do something that you didn't want to do, or go somewhere that you didn't want to go, and you say, yeah, okay, no problem, that's fine. Yeah, I am cool with that. What are you doing? And the belief that lies here, that kind of lurks in the background here in boundaries, is that you might not want to rock the boat, because if you set a boundary, that would mean that you might cause conflict. If you're operating from a belief system that says that you don't want to set a boundary because you're scared of letting people down, then who are you letting down? Big clue. Right, number 4. You talk yourself out of opportunities. Let's just say, for instance, there's a job going and you see it and you think, oh, that would be great. Or you've had the opportunity to follow through in a really big dream that you've had for the longest time. Or it might be that there's a chance for you to do something that you've always been excited to do, but you talk yourself out of it. All of a sudden what happens is the wee thought gremlins creep themselves in and they're like, who do you think you are? What are you doing? Absolutely not. And then what happens is shut down. Okay, I won't do it. Why? Because there's a belief running in your system that says, I'm not good enough, I'm not clever enough, I'm not whatever enough. And that belief there really saddens me, because what you'll find is that so much time will pass and you'll still have these same dreams, you'll still see the same job opportunities, but you're the one that's holding you back. That's when it's too late. It's not too late now, it's too late then, when you realise, okay, hold on a minute. What if I did take a bet on myself? What if I did have my own back more? What if I took a chance? And then taking that chance means that you'll find proof that you actually can do whatever it is that you want to do. Some people believe that confidence must come first. Some people believe that actually, right, if I get the confidence, then I'll be able to do it. That's not how it works. The confidence comes after, no matter how small the action is. But first comes the action. Number 5, you feel guilty for taking time for yourself. Oh my goodness, the amount of, specifically women I am talking to here, I'm talking to you, I see you. The amount of women who sit down and they go, I'll just sit down and I'll have a cup of tea. And then automatically that wee thought pops into their head, whilst you're sitting there doing this, that other thing's not getting done. What? Hello? And the limiting belief behind this is, you need to be productive in order to be worthy. Absolutely friggin' nonsense. Stop it right now. Please. Thanks. Your worth is determined by you. You decide it. Only you. 400 trillion chances of you being on this earth here in this moment, watching this wee face here tell you that you're worthy. What? And here it is, and you've decided that because you want to take a cup of tea, you're not worthy? BS. I'm calling BS on it. It's number 5. Number 6 is you're constantly needing reassurance. It's okay, it's all right. The belief from needing that reassurance comes from others know better than me. Other people know better. But let me tell you that you know yourself better than anyone. But when it comes to looking externally and looking for validation and seeking the opinions of other people, it's so important that we can kind of pan the camera in the way inwards towards ourselves, so that we can actually see, hold on a wee minute, I am the person that is in charge of steering this ship here. It's me, not whoever it is that you decide to temporarily lend out your agency to. They don't know you, only you do. And number 7, waiting to feel ready before beginning. And this one really makes me quite sad actually, because people have been waiting to feel confident. People have been waiting for the perfect moment. People have been waiting until they feel worthy. And you're waiting for the perfect opportunity and it hasn't come around. But what has come around is that you don't have the same time as that you used to have. And this is where dreams go to die. I really want to encourage you right now in this moment to actually decide that if you could believe in yourself, because the limiting belief that is getting in your way here is that you're not good enough, is that you're not worthy enough, is that you're not clever enough. And that's a load of BS if you ask me. And like I said in the previous one, it's the action that comes first. It's the action that must come first here. That waiting to find the proof that you might be, that you're worthy, waiting to find the proof that you're good enough, that proof only comes from action. And no matter how small the step that you take, one small step in action, one tiny wee step each day, each moment into going towards the dreams, the goals and the plans that you have for yourself, if you look back from a space and time and you look back all the way and you say, oh my goodness, those were tiny, tiny baby steps that I took along the way in order to get here. But if you sit there and you watch the clock run down and you look at the calendar as it passes month after month after month, year after year, and you're in the same place as where you were last year, or you're sitting there watching this now and you're in the same place as you were 5 years ago, give yourself a shuggle, please. Stop waiting. It's time. Now, this might just be your sign. And I've got a wee bonus for you, number 8, all right, to take in here. Bonus number 8. For the people out there who worry that they might look stupid, all right, do us a favour. Give yourself a break, get off your back. I can remember during lockdown when we were all sort of forced to go onto Zoom, and I had started doing workplace meditations, and I was always so afraid of technology, so afraid of technology. Every part of me was so nervous with this. Every part of me was, oh, I could feel it right in my belly, all those anxious nerves of fear of failure, fear of looking stupid, fear of rejection from the companies who I was working for, maybe saying to me, no, we don't actually need your business. And what had happened on one of my first, I think it was the first one, I think I had about 60 people in this Zoom room, and I'm going, oh my goodness, okay. And there's a part in that meditation class where I take it into a guided meditation. There is an absolutely beautiful backing track that I put on there, and everybody's listening at home, eyes closed, relaxing. I'm taking them through this nice guided meditation, and I see the number 60 for how many people are in this room fall to 50, fall to 49, 47, 36, all the way down until there was 3 people left in this Zoom room. And immediately in my belly I'm going, oh no, I failed, I've messed up, what has happened here? Oh shoot, they're not going to ask me back again. And as soon as it had finished, I just felt the fear, the shame, the not good enough, the bad at technology, that I looked stupid, I'll be rejected, and what was I even thinking? All 7 of these came chapping for me because I felt responsible for the people's happiness that was on that Zoom call. And what had happened was something really lovely happened, all right? A guy that works in tech for this banking company messaged me, and he'd said, listen, what happened there was that we were, and you'll all have experienced it, I'm sure, at some time, when you've got someone speaking and maybe music in the background and both are kind of trying to compete with each other. So one will come out and it'll almost sound as if it's kind of ping-ponging off the walls or whatever. And he'd said that's what happened during that meditation class. So that will be why people dropped off. And he showed me how to make this right, and it worked. And I practiced it. And then next week I went on and 60 people joined the session, and they all stayed and had a really lovely time. But the fear for me was the fear of tech. That's how it started. I had a big fear of tech. And when I unwrapped that fear of tech, it all came back to, I must be able to do this because this is how I need to earn a living for this period of time. I can't do tech because I'm rubbish at it. And then the fear unravelled itself all the way to, and if I don't do tech because I'm rubbish at it, I won't get this job. If I don't get this job, I don't get money. If I don't get money, my husband Martin and I will end up living where? In the bins. That is my thought. That's the thought process that went all the way to living in the bins. What? But that's not to say I'm sort of some hero that comes along and says, I done it so you can too. Absolutely not. But what I want to kind of really emphasise in this story here is that I took an action and I did it. I took a tiny action and I got myself and I put myself on there. It was so uncomfortable. Yes, the tech guy absolutely came in as a saviour and he totally changed how the rest of those sessions went for me. But here's the thing, if we know to ask questions and if we know to ask for help, then how nice, how good, how different would your experience be? And the great thing about Zoom is that we can watch and be on Zoom with people from all over the world. So if it is that you have been enjoying these YouTube sessions, then maybe it is that you want to give me a wee shout and we can go on a one-to-one call together and we can see what it is that I can help you with. Maybe you want to start making a change for yourself. Maybe it is time for you to decide that now is the time instead of constantly waiting for when the right moment is. And if you think that we could work together, then I would love to get to know you better. So give me a wee shout, drop into the DMs. Now, all of these 8 limiting beliefs stacked up next to each other feel like a lot, don't they? But one thing that I do want to say to you is be gentle with yourself. You are a work in progress.